Hey, Brian from Snake Bytes here. There's different reasons to keep different types of reptiles, and we think there's a reptile for everyone, so we're gonna spend this time talking about it. You're watching Snake Bytes. There's a ton of reasons to keep a ton of different reptiles, and there's no way that we can cover all of that in one show, so we're just going to cover a few animals and tell you why we think they make fantastic pets. I'm going to start with these corn snakes. They're really great with kids, they're great starter animals, super easy to care for. They only get about 4, maybe 5 foot long, and there's tons of cool paint jobs. There's no doubt that if you're going to get into lizards, one of the ones you have to consider are these bearded dragons. They're really great for beginners, really easy to care for, don't take a lot of maintenance, they breed really well, and as you can see, they just look super cool. Being the herpetoculturist that I am, you guys know that I have to mess with amphibians as well, and ever since I saw my first albino Pac-Man frog, I was sold. Not only are they incredible colors, they're really easy to care for, and they'll pretty much eat just about anything. Everyone knows I've become a leopard gecko nut recently, and we've even been hatching out some really cool babies. These guys couldn't be easier to care for. They hardly need anything. They don't need any UV light or anything that a lot of lizards need. They just need food and water and calcium, and you're pretty much set. There's no doubt that these are great starter animals, and every kid in the world should own a leopard gecko for their first pet. But then again, I am a little biased. There happens to be a ton of great choices of Aussie pythons out there. This happens to be a Centralian carpet python. What's cool about them is they get a little bit bigger, so if you don't want something as small as a ball python or a children's python, but you don't want something like a monster Burmese or a retic, these guys are the choice for you. A lot of people say I don't spend nearly enough time talking about boa constrictors in the show, and the truth is they're really right because they can make fantastic pets. If you want a snake that gets relatively big but not huge like a Burmese python, these might be the choice for you. Another good point on them is they have a million different color phases and they're relatively easy to breed. There's no doubt that keeping big snakes isn't for everybody. You have to understand the responsibility of keeping an animal that gets 18 plus foot. But the truth is, if you're one of those people, they truly are incredible animals. I can't see myself not having an animal of this size, but again, you gotta be responsible with it.
One of my favorite pythons here at the shop is the Woma python, the Australian Woma python. I used to have a Woma python when I first started. His name was Skippy. I loved him. But now, I just take care of these guys. They're one of my favorite animals. They stay relatively small, they're tame, beautiful colors, as Brian would say. What more could you ask for?
Ball pythons are a great starter pet. You know, I work with ball pythons and I love them. They have unbelievable color morphs, they stay small, they're calm and docile. They're so easy to take care of. Food, water once a week, easy. You really can't go wrong with ball python. They're my personal favorite.
Okay. I'm just so glad you could come out to dinner with me. It's been so long since we got this alone time together. I mean, no one ever listens to me the way you do. It's great that you don't talk back and you're just always there for me. You make me whole. You complete me. I just can't quit you.
Alright, let's go. Let's go. Somebody's got to be here. There it is. There it is. Ah! Yeah! Awesome pass. Perfect. Woo! Woo!
You know, after a long, hard, stinky day at work, me and my buddy, we have a long ride home, so we like to clean up, suds up, get ready for the hot chicks. Oh, buddy, we're gonna be picking up some chicks tonight. Rinse my buddy off. Lather my buddy up. Buddy, we're ready. Hot chicks, here we come. We're waiting for you. Look at this bod.
Garter snakes are cool for a variety of reasons. Number one, they stay relatively small. They're really easy to care for. If you're looking for a snake that doesn't necessarily need to eat mice, these guys are great. They can eat fish or sometimes even worms. And I think the coolest part is that they have live babies, and that's always cool to see. Milk snakes are a nice choice for someone who really likes a lot of color in a snake. They come in really bright, vivacious colors. They're easy to care for snake, and they're really easy to breed as well. Tortoises are really amazing animals. They're one of my favorites. I just think they're so cool. They're pretty easy to maintain. They've got great personalities, as well as they interact with you too. It's an animal you can really connect with, which is kind of cool. They live a long time, and they get really big too, which is really cool.
For this week's Comment of the Week on the Yellow Snake Trail episode, the question was, have you seen any good movies lately, or are you looking forward to seeing some? And Lady Pisey20 said,
Hey guys, great video. One movie that I'm definitely looking forward to is Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. I think this movie is going to be a great hit as the first one did not disappoint. I also recently saw Terminator Salvation and X-Men Wolverine and thought both were very good as well.
I agree. I saw all those movies and they were fantastic. I gotta tell you though, my critic cameraman didn't like Transformers, so you guys keep the creative comments coming and I'll feature you on a future episode.
Alright, Cal's question of the week. Now you know BHP is located in the Water Wonderland, Michigan. You know, there's some good things about Michigan, but there's bad things, like the construction that is going on all year round. Personally, I've always wanted to live in British Columbia, Canada. I heard it's gorgeous, the mountains, the views. Or Ireland, I heard that's another great place too. And as you can see, I have a little Irish in me. I want to know where you guys live, the good and bad things about where you live, and your dream residence. If there's any place you could live, where would it be? Text or video comment below.
So there it is, some of the reasons why we think reptiles make good pets. You get the point, they're just fantastic animals. And speaking of animals, next week we're going to touch on the topic, do dogs make better pets or do reptiles make better pets? This has been Snake Bytes.
This is too much.